Thank you. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you. Our community report segment tonight is brought to you as usual by Public Service Garage, where you know nobody serves the public like they do at Public Service Garage. And with us once again for a return visit is Claire Abent from the Mining Journal. Claire, thanks for joining us on this
Thanks for having me back.
long Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
I asked you what kind of big stories you're covering, and you said you don't really have any big stories you're covering because I guess that's the nature of the news business. You cover stories when they happen, and you don't really know what big story is going to happen.
Well, I mean, we have Black Friday coming up on Friday, so along with all those early shoppers, I'll be out there. So if anybody sees me out there and they want to talk, you know.
Are you going to be out there at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'll be taking pictures of those crazy people standing in line.
Okay, so. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to get a picture of me, you better take it now because I'm not going to be out there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Normally I wouldn't be. This is the exception.
You might want to talk to Christy Pentecost, who was an earlier guest, because she has that Zata card, and they got this special thing going on up the road. So that's kind of a Black Friday event.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll turn you on to her. Another thing that, you're kind of upstaging me here. Did you know that? Did you know what's going on? Do you know about upstaging? Do you know the nature of upstaging?
No.
You have any theater experience?
Mm-mm.
Upstaging, the stages were always built on an angle, with the back of the stage being higher than the front of the stage. And what they would do is an actor who wanted to get more face time would back up so he was behind the other actor. So the other actor would have to turn their back to the crowd, and the person who was upstaging would get that face time. And I felt you were upstaging me, but you weren't.
Probably not.
You didn't even know about upstaging, so you couldn't have.
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's okay. People would probably rather see you than me anyway. You know, I don't really have any good questions because I'm not much of an interviewer. You know, I ask questions like, what did you have for lunch? And so I'm not very good at it, but you're a pro at it. Why don't you ask me some questions? Check your interview skills.
Well, what I want to know is where you got the idea for this show, Doug.
Oh, where did I get the idea for the show? Well, let's see. That's a very interesting question, Claire. I guess I thought that this kind of show is something that would be important to the Marquette County community, and we really didn't have a show like this. And I thought, why don't I get together with Dave at Thunder and Lighting, and let's do this show. And so far, we're doing it, and it's happening, and it's working. How'd I do there?
You did pretty good.
Do you have any other questions?
I do.
Me? Okay.
I'd like to know a little bit more about you. I mean, I don't really know anything about you except that you have this show.
I know. But see, we don't want people to know more about me. The idea is that we want it to be somewhat of a mystery.
Oh.
And that the only thing they know about me is from this show. Because if they really found out anything more about me, they'd go, well, he's just some schlep rock, and what's he got his own show for? We find people show up here and they go, well, who's Doug Garrison and why does he have his own show? And nobody knows really what to tell them. Why is that? So, we try to ignore that. Any other questions?
How about you share a Thanksgiving memory with us?
Okay, I'd love to share a Thanksgiving memory with you. When I grew up, we'd always go to my uncle's house in Schoolcraft, and they had color TV. And, this is, you probably don't remember those days of black and white TV, but my uncle had color TV. So we'd get all excited to go to my uncle's house to watch color TV. And we were big football fans, and we'd get to watch the Detroit Lions on color television. And the neat thing about it was that we had a guy from my hometown that played football for the Dallas Cowboys. And we get to go to watch this color TV and watch a guy from my hometown, Pete Gent, play football for the Dallas Cowboys at my uncle's house. And the thing about it was that I'd get so excited for this every year that I'd get sick and I couldn't go. I know. That's such a sad Thanksgiving memory. Well, I told you we'd kind of fumble away a couple minutes here because we didn't really have any big stories to talk about, and that's what we did. But you know what? I'm excited that it's Thanksgiving weekend. By this time, everybody has gone through their turkey and their stuffing, and they've probably seen enough football, but there's more football to see. You told me you're a vegetarian, so you've got different issues during Thanksgiving. But do you have tofurkey? Is that what it is, or what?
I don't. I'm not a huge fan of tofurkey.
No?
I just sort of my family's usually pretty accommodating about that sort of thing. So we just kind of make some substitutions, and I work with what's there.
So a turkey doesn't. Vegetarians don't eat turkey. Don't eat poultry. Strict vegetarians.
No.
You can see what I know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Claire. We've covered just about nothing here, but what we have to know now is that if we want to know what kind of important stories you're covering, we have to look for your stories in the Mining Journal.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Claire, thanks for joining us again
Thanks for
on
having
the
me,
Community
Doug.
Report, brought to you by Public Service Garage. Okay, thank you. Good job.
Due to our overwhelming success with new car sales, we are jam-packed and overstocked.
We have over 130 pre-owned vehicles,
28 trucks,
7 GMC Acadias,
Yukon XLs and Suburbans,
Chevys to Fords to Nissans,
Sierras to Subarus to certified GMs. We've got them all.
And if you don't see your vehicle on our lot or on our website, it'll probably be here in the morning.
We're Upper Michigan's largest volume dealer for new GMC Buick and Cadillacs. Nobody serves you better than Public Service Garage.
It wouldn't be a Thanksgiving show without showing some food, but what we have here is not your traditional Thanksgiving fare. It's something that you'll be interested probably 365 days out of the year. We have an assortment of produce and food here from the Marquette Food Co-op, and we have with us Natasha Gill. Natasha, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You know, this is some interesting stuff here. It's probably not going to be on my Thanksgiving table, but it's not Thanksgiving food anyway, but you're representing the Marquette Food Co-op, and this is a store that I'm going to tell you something here. I'm going to come clean with you. I stopped in there the other day because I wanted to see if someone could come and be on the show.
Sure.
It was the first time I'd ever been in the Marquette Food Co-op. And let me tell you
It's
something.
okay.
I was expecting, here's what I was expecting. I was expecting to see some bins of food and some homegrown stuff and a bunch of hippies walking around. And you know what? I saw an actual, real-life, up-to-speed grocery store with all sorts of good stuff and neat stuff similar to what you have here. I was extremely impressed.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. Now, this has been somewhat of a membership-driven institution, but explain to us how that whole thing works.
Sure. Well, people can actually purchase an equity share of the Marquette Food Co-op, so they can become part owners of the business. And that's where the term membership comes in. It really means ownership. And we're currently owned by approximately 3,000 households.
man.
And you do not have to be an owner to shop at our store, and I think that's one misconception people have.
Yeah. That's important because I want to know.
absolutely.
I want to make sure everybody knows that they can go into your store anytime. They don't have to be a member, and they can buy these locally grown and locally produced items.
Absolutely.
Some of the things that we have here. Now, this place has been around since 1971. You tell me, which was my first year in the Marquette area, and maybe that was my hippie reference because 71. I think if you went down, there were probably some long-haired people working in the Marquette Food Co-op. Let me tell you one other thing. When I was typing this information up for the show tonight, I inadvertently typed Marquette Good Co-op, and that's kind of the feeling to have about this place because you're doing good things. You're serving and selling good food, things that are organically grown, locally grown, that are good for you, and you're actually doing a good thing for the community as well.
Yes. Aside from selling the food in the grocery store, we also have a wide range of educational programming that we offer free of charge all around the entire Upper Peninsula. So whether it's working in the schools or working in conjunction with the local hospitals, we are just spreading the word about good food, local food, healthy food.
You know, it's really becoming it's been an important issue for many years, but now it's even so much more important. They're taking the candy and soda machines out of schools, and we're trying to eat more healthy, and we're trying to lose weight and lower our blood pressure and cholesterol and all these other things. So this is obviously the way to do it. We are what we eat, essentially, right? You've got some neat things here, and these are all UP-grown things and UP-produced. This doesn't look like what comes out of my garden, so I'm very impressed. Tell me what we've got here.
Sure.
I don't even know what this is.
I just brought this because it's beautiful. This is kale. You know, kale is usually used to decorate salad bars, but it's one of the most nutritious foods on earth and one of the things that grows very well in our climate.
Really? Great.
Then we have just a regular, a leaf lettuce. Then we have bok choy.
Okay.
And then French breakfast radishes. Aren't these beautiful? Look at the color.
A French breakfast radish.
It's a little bit milder,
Yeah.
definitely crunchy, like your regular radish.
Grown
Then
right here in the UP.
Right in the UP, within 12 miles of the Marquette Food Co-op. Then you also have just regular carrots here.
Yep.
And then an assortment. We're very fortunate at the Marquette Food Co-op. We sell Cloverland apiary honey. And that honey is the only certified organic honey in the state of Michigan.
And you have something else that's near and dear to my heart, hot sauce.
Yes, Ray's Polish hot sauce. And that's made in the Keweenaw.
Now, you've also got something back here.
I do. We
grain
have some
preserves.
Michigan products as well that are grown right here in the state of Michigan. Some beans and some jelly, some tortilla chips, and some granola as well.
Now, how do people, if they want to get involved, if they want to become a member and become involved in the operation of the co-op, how do they do that?
Well, it costs $100, and that purchases an equity share in our business. You can pay that all at once and get a $10 grocery coupon, or you can pay it in $25 increments, 25 down, and then until you reach that 100.
Is that a one-time only fee, or is that an annual fee?
It's not an annual fee. It's actually purchasing a share, so it's one time.
So you're in. $100 and you're in.
But, of course, you don't have to become an owner.
Right. Regular store hours? Like
9 to 9, 7 days a week.
That's great. Are there any plans for any expansion or new things in the future, or where does the Marquette Food Co-op go from here?
That seems to be the big question right now, is expansion on the horizon. And I would say within the next 5 years, some type of expansion certainly is on the horizon. We are, as you probably have seen, quite a busy place and are growing all the time.
Yeah. Well, from your early beginnings in 1971, and I think it might have been located on Washington Street back then. I'm not even sure if you were around then.
No.
But it was just a little kind of a cubbyhole store. Now you're, like I say, a full-fledged grocery store right down there on
Barriga and Front Street.
Barriga and Front, very easy to get to, easy parking.
Yes.
And as I suggested, the theme of this show was cooperation, and nothing defines that more than a food co-op.
Absolutely, because it's owned by its members, and that money stays locally, and it supports, right now, we currently employ 49 people.
Wow.
So we are a growing business, and we certainly provide many services to our local community.
You're a growing business in more ways than one. I want to thank you for coming, Natasha Gill from the Marquette Food Co-op.
You're welcome.
Give her a round of applause, and certainly stop in and check out the food co-op.
Thank you.
Thanks for.
What is it? It's a big, scary They're gone. Come on, we got you. Relax. You're all right.